There's Maru and Solar. Let's see how they do. Maru Solar, Serral TIME. Our next match here pretty much ready to go then. Game number 5. Winner of this is going to be on match point. It's obviously an important one to win, important one to get ahead in. And definitely get behind the importance of this game. As we get set up, Overlord's coming across hatch. Gas pool. We're coming up for the moment, getting set to rumble. A couple of Ovies coming out the front. Enjoying everything up together for our early few moments here. We're coming across the map, and link speed are starting on both sides. We're a couple minutes deep here on Roskalion. Obviously, we've seen some cool macro games, some cool timing games. It's really been a good mix of stuff in this series so far. It's really been a bit of this, that, and everything, right? Very, very cool. Let's just see our Overlord approaching the front, a little check-in to see what's going on. Answer is for the moment. Not too much, though. Pretty chill for now. And you see a couple of Reapers and Hellion then on the way. There's already a Baneling Nest from Solar, so maybe quite aggressive from Maru and Solar. Get across the map, some Ling Bane bursting with Reaper Hellion support. Well, obviously, if the defense isn't good enough, then this can fall apart very quickly on the side of the defenders, which will be, in this case, Serral and TIME. So, a lot to potentially look at here. A lot to keep our eyes on. Let's do see a little bit of scouting from TIME. He's going to realize what's going on here. Link speed to back kick in. Serral's going to go Roach Roar, and the question is, can he get Roaches up in time? That'll be the big factor here, honestly, more than anything else. And the Roaches come up in time before it's just a little bit too late. So far, defense is good, but we're now seeing the first morphin of the first morphin of the Banelings as well. So here they come. And obviously, is going to nullify a little bit of how much Serral can do here. Is Serral's third hatch in some trouble. Good grenades going down, distracting the Lings and Banes running forward, and it does feel as though Maru and Solar will not be finding very much at all here just yet. So still trying to hold back his Lings for the most efficient of fights, and obviously TIME just having enough here with his Hellions obviously coming out 2 at a time as well, putting him in a pretty good position. Serral is now getting his first few Roaches up as well, and that should also just help out massively. As to me, this is definitely looking as though we're closing in on a little bit of a hold. And Hellions coming in, Reapers and Hellions go back and forth. More Lings want to come running forward as well for just a few moments. Everything gathers together as let's have. We're gonna go again. A few extra Banes just moved in, so one more attempt from Solar and Maru. You can already see that Solar supply is hurting a lot, just been being on less workers. Obviously, Serral building straight in towards the Roaches as well will help him out a little bit supply-wise if we want to compare the two of them, but the work count's the most important part of that anyway, so yeah, not looking ideal, to say the least. This is going to be having our... Yeah, well, you can see Solar hand off the keyboard already. They kind of know that this aggression hasn't quite worked out for them straight away, so yeah, not great, and Serral and TIME looking very good, perhaps, to take this game number 5 and go up onto match point with a lead here in this 2v2. Banshee Maru shows up, see if that can do some damage, but of course Solar is just so far back when it comes to the numbers. He is so far off from where, you know, he really wants to be. That's just rough, right? I mean, I'm not sure what you can really do from there. As that Banshee comes back in, SCVs will be taking some additional damage. Rid of quite a few of these SCVs actually, so Maru doing very well, and actually Maru's supply is way above that at time. Okay, Maru's supply looked pretty good then. I think Maru is just the carry that they need in this game. Solo's obviously still down a little bit, but yeah, Maru having so much, and I mean, there's just no anti-air here. This Banshee is putting in overtime on the worksheet today. It is doing so much. What a mental Banshee performance. Well, Serral is still very far ahead of Solo when it comes to Solo's work against. So Solo's definitely in trouble still. Solo's definitely hurting. That's going to be one of the issues. But now Solar and Time are both hurting. And I did ask for that game, right, where we, you know, I did say, hey, how about Solar and Time die and we just see Serral versus Maru? Maybe that's a little bit of what we're going to get to in the end, as this Banshee will fall. It doesn't have any cloaking energy left, so Queen will grab it. There's a Banshee in the natural as well. The SCVs had to pull away one more time. 26 workers left from Time. His economy is going to be absolutely shattered here compared to expectations. His Banshees have been insane. And now Maru is looking a little bit chirpier, and Solar, maybe there's a chance. I do feel as though, obviously, Maru has been focused on harassing Time, which means that Serral has just kind of gone a little bit unchecked, and can't help but feel even Serral unchecked is not always going to be the best of decisions. It's not always going to leave you in a good place, right? So, still got to be a little bit concerned here, guys. As we do have a Spider on the way up from Solar, see if we can get into some mutas. Serral's already going Infestation Pit. He's already going to be seeing a way later tech point in this game. Yeah, that's not going to be a concern for him at all. He's going to easily make it over there. Spider then coming up off over on the side. He's going to be seeing our Banshee coming through. Going to grab an SCV. Cyclone gets a lock on. Banshee gets chased up into the main base. Cyclone lock on is good to kill off the Banshee, so Banshee will fall. And Serral's supply is obviously booming, but he is building roaches, so keep that in mind. Roaches do boom your supply a little bit more than anything else. Feelings going to clear out the watchtower here as we battle over a little bit of vision. Overseer scouting through from Solar to try and gain some extra info as to just what exactly is happening. All these Rippers kind of just hopping up in toward the main base. Hellion, a few Marines coming around. Just going to see our Queens here coming through as well. So far, so good. Fire Force coming along and just going to be having it coming around. I mean, these Reapers from Maru just hopping in, really trying to go for some extra damage here, I guess. I guess why the hell not? As he gets set up, just going to see the meters showing up as well for the first time. Time supply is hurting, so is Solar. Serral is just absolutely maxing, though, and like I say, this is kind of going to be Serral to hard carry. I just wonder if it's enough to take down, you know, the force of the Terran player as well. That's, I guess, going to be one of the questions, right? Because we know the Zerg army is something you can probably fight and deal with pretty easily. It's that Terran army as well, though, that definitely causes some additional question marks. Team Medivacs will be loading up, coming back down to the south side. Pulling away here for a moment. As roaches come across, and again, everything joined up together on the left here. The few Mutalisks going through overhead. Just gonna aim for this CC, try and knock that down. Obviously, here's the push then. A maxed out Serral with a little bit of support from Time, just with whatever he can get, whatever he can muster. try to interfere into Matrix one of the Vipers. The Vipers haven't even really needed to cast just yet, though. There is plenty for there. There's plenty going on. Oh, we've got team voice. I heard Serral's voice for like a split second.
Nice.
Okay, we heard one word from Serral and we heard time clapping for a couple of seconds. That's why I went quiet to see if we could listen in and Alright guys, looks as though we're ready to resume. Solar and Maru need to win this game to take game 7. In the top left-hand side, Serral and Oliveira. But there's another map where the bases are split, so maybe we get a bit aggressive, maybe they fight. I would love to hear some of the team audio right now. See what Serral and TIME are saying, like, early on in this game. You know? That'd be cool. Dad check. Oh, did I miss the dad check? Sorry, guys. Can't believe I missed the most important part of the stream. Does TIME even speak English? TIME speaks very good English, yes. TIME will be able to hold a fluent conversation with you and does interviews in English and everything, so... Yes. TIME's English is really good. Why did TIME change name? He just thought it was time for a new one. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can't help myself. Solar 2 hatch before pool. Well, who was I casting with? I think I was casting with Lambo or someone, and he was like, I'm pretty sure, and he was just like, I feel like we really did the math on this once, and we realized that 2 hatch before pool is actually just not good. Like, it doesn't do anything. I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. There's a reason nobody does that. It's like, well, can't disagree there. I've not really seen anyone do it, so. Couple queens, link speed, couple of drones. All being brought up initially as we get a third hatchery on the way from Serral as well. So far so good. No one's going to get cheesy or aggressive. We are, in fact, just going to macro it up for these early stages at least. So working on that for the moment. What map is this? Sludge City or something, I think it was called. It's a 2v2 map that they've brought from one of the TLMC map tournament, team tournaments. Including some of these maps in this map pool. It's a 10-map map pool for this event. Yeah, 10-map map pool. And which means we've actually seen a good variety of maps as well, right? As the initial scout from TIME is going to get shot down, so Reaper will be lost pretty quickly. Going to be seeing our Lings and a couple of Hellions coming through. Serral and TIME. See if they can get some damage, get some of these initial workers. Obviously, you want to stay away from those defensive Hellions. They're going to put an end to pretty much all of this, so. Oh? Here's Maru and Solar.
나 간다. 어?
Oh?
어디가? 테란 주위로. 탱크 나왔어. 탱크 나왔어. 오케이. 테란 주기로 간다. 잘 뜬다고? 빨리 떠야 돼.
I think Solar's saying, Maru, I've never heard you laugh before. And Maru's like, really? So I was like, yeah, isn't this so much fun? Maru's like, I don't know. I'm just smiling for the cameras. Honestly, I didn't even realize this was 2v2. I thought you just wanted to go at it as a 2. Was the item. Send me money, I make meters. Is that an actual translation? Okay, well, Solar's getting rich then. He's getting all the muta money.
Yeah, I think Muta again.
Oh, Serral. Pulling muta.
I will make overs here and check.
Oh, wow, Serral's such a god. He already knows it's mutas. You hear that call? You hear that call straight from the legend's mouth. They literally just said they're going to make mutas, and Serral's like, yeah, I already know he's making mutas. Wow. God mode call from a godlike player of StarCraft 2. The technology is here, guys. Technology is here. Yeah, man, they're playing around. They're definitely up in the production. WTL always has good production value, and as this week goes on, I suppose they'll probably just try more and more things out as they get more comfortable with running the 2v2 stuff. You know, I think that'll actually be a pretty cool thing to see. There's a couple of Reapers here around the back trying to get aggressive. So obviously if you know it's mutas, you can set up defensively. We're going to go straight to the hive, I think, here and just try and get those Vipers out for the parasitic bombs that did very well before. Time is playing the bio, doesn't really have much right now. A few Marines, we'll get at least rid of one muta, but what about everything else? As Cell brings his roaches across, they're not really going to help either. So they kind of seem to know it was mutas, but preparation is not quite here yet, and again, obviously Solar just going to camp above these barracks and just try and get rid of the Marines as they spawn. The combat shields will be lost, so the Marines going to be that little bit less effective. And I mean, Maru is obviously fed Solar a lot here to be super powered up, but the damage is being done. Solar is running away with this game with the Mutalisks. The Muta's a huge play, very effective, and so far, very successful. He's going to go after a couple of these queens, so queens will begin to drop. A couple of ravens coming in as well. All the turrets will be going down to just try and protect here a little bit. I mean, we basically need anything we can get, but at the moment this is looking very much so as though we're going to see Solar and Maru and potentially a game 7, because I like the way that this has gone for them. Now they just got to be careful they don't get overwhelmed on the ground. We saw that a bit yesterday. Someone was massing mutas and then they just got overwhelmed on the ground afterwards. They couldn't really deal with the counterattack. So we'll see if that's something that we can deal with. I mean, Serral supply is boosting up as he builds a ton of roaches, double hydrogen as well. Maru is obviously, I mean, when you look at the comparisons, Solar's pretty close to Serral considering he's playing mutas. And then you look at Time obviously behind versus Maru at the moment in their comparison. So, yeah, not looking too ideal across the board. I'm just going to see some roaches dreading out at the front. Is this post-patch? This is played on the balance test mod, so the patch isn't live, but this is played with the patch in effect. Good to note. Divers will gather up a whole chunk of energy here. Just getting hit by those parasitic bombs. That's obviously one way you can lose out on a lot of mutas very quickly. And those parasitic bombs, very effective for the moment, getting a lot of work done. Muta's still going to try and stay overhead on the roaches. Again, I think the issue is going to be that Maru is just going to power up too much now. Although there's going to be a hit on one of Maru's bases. So hey, if you need to get rid of... I mean, to be fair, yeah, if you need to get rid of... you know, Maru, getting rid of one of his bases is definitely going to help. So great move by Time. Can he get rid of some of the mutas here as well? I just don't think he has quite enough anti-air to truly make that happen, unfortunately. It's not quite going to be enough. Also going to be seeing our burrow upgrade finishing up very shortly, and also going to be seeing our lurker. Isaac Spine's coming through as well. So again, that lurker range is a bit further along. Make those lurkers that much better here as our roaches We'll get rid of a chunk of these lings as well. Parasitic Bomb in the meters. The last few meters will begin to go down now, so Serral's going to have cleaned those out. Is there a way that Serral can be in a good enough position to carry this game? I feel like that's somewhat unlikely, but yes, we shall see. Just going to be seeing our Raven still overhead. Viper's consuming with the Parasitic Bomb a little bit further. Just going to be seeing a Hydra's need to chase back some more of those roaches off over to the side. Medivacs will load up, going to go boosting out to the left. It's a lot of roaches on top of Hydras, right? I mean, that's obviously pretty good damage being done here. So this is working rather nicely for the moment. Doing a good job of this. So far, so very good, as our few roaches will back away for. Obviously time to back it up a little bit. I mean, Maru's supply is still good. I think it's still going to be very competitive against Solar here. Don't really see this being too much of a problem overall. Honestly, Time going to get rid of Maru's third base again, though. So actually, Time actually jumping on a couple of different Maru armies as well. So Maru comes in from the left. That army gets wiped pretty quickly. Time's actually making a hell of a play on Maru. Maru's supply is dipping.
Nice, I kill all five tanks.
Whoa. There we go. Serral and Time letting them know what's what they kill. I love Time. He's like, I killed the army. I've killed the army in the third base. So I was like, good, good. Me too. Solar's got his hand off the keyboard. I think he's realizing that this might be coming to a little bit of a close, my friends. I think Solar's recognizing that this one is perhaps just a little bit out of reach. Damn. This was a very fun game of 2v2, no? A very fun day of 2v2 just in general so far. I mean, this is just one match, but very enjoyable. You can just see here that Solar supply is not there. Maru and Time are close enough. I think Serral is overwhelming. Unless Roach Hyder just can't get it done against these. He is up against Lurkers. I mean, the tech is there for Solar, but I mean, Serral has Vipers too. Vipers should help you a lot in this kind of situation. I mean, Vipers should actually be pretty pristine in this kind of situation. This is what they're built for. Couple of tanks do get a bit of a blast. Maru is rebuilding. Time just didn't quite manage to rebuild as much himself. It's going to be caught at the cost here as you see Maru and Solar around the left side going to deny the gold. I mean, Solar took his hand off the keyboard like this game was over, but doesn't seem to be the case just yet. They are pushing back, and they are, for the moment at least, keeping this up and running. Nice abduct on a cheeky Viper. We dropped a Parasitic Bomb in return. That will just dip the Viper low on HP, right? It doesn't guarantee a kill or anything, but it is nice over time. You know, a couple of times over, and that will kill a Viper, right? So, may as well get something, as there isn't much else you can do once that Viper's been abducted already. Solar and Maru are really staying on the offensive here. They are not messing around. They are just going to keep this moving, apparently. So yeah, keep him busy. Just going to be seeing a couple of lurkers all set up. Firing up and down this ramp at each other for just a few moments here. Just going to be having our army coming down. And here we go. Bioforce moving in from Time to try and help protect this position. He's going to get on top of the lurkers. We're going to drop a scan on top of them as well. And we do see Solar not with enough stuff anymore. Yeah, Solar kind of gets wiped in this army. Yeah, the two of them discussing here, but well, if you speak Korean, then brilliant, but if you don't, then just listen to the emotion in their voices. Hear how pained they are to be losing this 2v2 quarterfinal. Guys, is this proof, by the way, that Serral is the GOAT? Because if you think about it, right, Rogue has never beaten Maru in a 2v2, I'm pretty sure. I mean, Serral's just doing things that no one else in the world has done against the 5-time GSL champ. Just saying, guys, just saying. Next time you get in this argument on our StarCraft, bring this series up as an example, please. I'd love to see that. That will cause some. That will absolutely. Someone's gonna get so tilted by this. It's like you joking. Someone's gonna be so mad about it. They're gonna be like, "You don't. What do you mean, I can already imagine it. It's beautiful. I love it. Alright, Marines, tanks, obviously in the main phase, Time is just wiping out Maru's production lines. He is doing a very good job of this. And just continue to clear up as you have Marines continuing through. This is a great match at TV2. I'm very excited to see the semi-finals of Time and Serral, because I feel like the next opponents they face will be a lot more aggressive and up in their faces. I don't think they're going to get as much of a chance to play these kind of just more standardized games. GG says Solar, GG says Maru. Time and Serral are going to knock them down, and they're going to go to the semi-finals. Onside Gaming's team eliminated. Serral and Time to the round of 4.